Got a big one. Got a big. Lena's over here dancing back in the background. He was jamming. Yes. Lena's over here jamming. She's like, woo, that music. Woo. That music is bumping. Wow. Hey, shout out to everybody coming in on the live stream. Y'all know I had to do it. I've been over translating. And I'm like, do I take the time to deal with this today? I got my head down translating on the most important project that's ever happened since Yahuwah came to the earth as Yahusha. Who is Yahuwah? I'm over translating. Mic check. Drop some fives in the chat. Drop some fives in the chat if y'all can hear me good. Drop some fives. Hey, smash up the likes. Smash up the likes. Smash up the likes. Sister Katie says she's over bopping too. Yeah. Russia, that's some 144 warrior music. Y'all hear me good? All right, Brother Bill fired me up. Sister Hannah got me fived up. Man, I'm over there translating. I'm like, do I deal with this today? Pagan Mother's Day. That we all, one time or another, for the most part, got deceived by. Yeah. I got in on it for a minute. Then, man, I'm like, I'm coming. Hey, Yahuwah will pull you out of all that mess. The deeper you and the closer you get to Yahuwah, it's on and popping. The closer you get to Yahuwah, the most important thing that you could ever want happens. Truth. Don't remind me here, Joe. You got a personal line. Don't remind me here. Remind me on the personal line. You got the inside. You overseeing. Oh, that's good today. Gonna tear this one up though. Gonna tear this one up. If I gotta come off translating to deal with this, I'm gonna tear it up. Gonna tear it up. Ancient origins. Mother's Day. Everywhere you go, people talking about honoring their mother today. My mother ain't got the first call from me in forever. My mama probably like, man, Lena's parents. My wife Lena posted something on her social media today, on her Facebook or Instagram. And she just said, hey, I honor my mother through the fifth commandment. And then her mama responded, yes, you do, baby. And I appreciate it. Even though Lena's sister, she's not a follower of Yahuwah, and they do the Mother's Day stuff. And her mom, they trying to figure it out, and they respect and honor Yahuwah, and they try to figure out what's the best way to say honor his name. They're trying to figure out their decision. And we're just loving on them, being patient. I mean, and I'll tell her what my mom thinks. And the crazy part is almost 57 years ago, because it's going to fall for whatever, you know what reason. It falls on the second Sunday of the pagan month they call May. And I happened to be born on that day, almost 57 years ago. So you know my mom's tripping. She's like, my firstborn child happens to be born on, quote, Mother's Day. What's the chances they're me? Out of all the people in the world, what's the chances that I would have been born on that day? So you know that really impacts my mama, my mother. You know it does, man. And she Christian to the max. She bona fide, she all out, JC. Ain't that a trip? Ain't that ironic? You know, she got to be like, what in the world? Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny, man? Anyway, hey, we tore it up last night, didn't we? Boy, we went in. That Asharah, chapters 1, 2, and 3 ain't no joke. And people look over it left and right. And people don't even really understand how important this time is. That we are the rebuilders of the foundation, not for a physical building, but we are the rebuilders of the foundation for the new Jerusalem that will come down out of the Shemayah, out of heaven. We are. You got to go back and listen to that message from last night. What was the title of that message? You got to go back. You got to go listen to that message, man. You got to. It's like Major True Scriptures Project update. And then YAHUAH is showing us who we are. Matter of fact, I'm going to reverse that. YAHUAH is showing us who we are. Let's reverse that. Yeah. Let's reverse that. Now, I'm going to get in here. I'm going to bring some heat, and I got to get back out of here. I got to go translate. But I'm going to bring some heat. Being that I'm here, I might as well tear this thing up. Yeah, Natasha, you said you was tore up, sis? How many of y'all gonna take some action off of last night's message? You see us working. You see me coming out of work to come over here and do some more work with y'all. What we looking like? 303,363 subscribers. Shout out to all the subscribers. Shout out to all the subscribers. Taylor says she's tore up from that message. How many of that message hit y'all when you realize I am the rebuilder? And YAHUAH is going to do something massive with all these pagans and all these people in power. And he going to turn it over to us that he can entrust. Got to listen to that message. We got the title updated. I just personally did it myself. YAHUAH is showing us who we are. That's the title. And now we're in here, get ready to bust. Mother's Day is not for your mother. That's the craziest thing about this whole thing. Mother's Day is not for your mother. You even should tell your mom, Mother's Day ain't for you. It's a trick. It's crazy. Ancient origins, the earliest solar. Hold on, man. Before I go in on that, let's do. You gotta get set again. Let me put the jam on. Before I go in on this, we gotta get set again. If y'all are not on PTT Music on your favorite platform, you can get YouTube Music, you can do Spotify, Apple Music, name it. We're on over 150 platforms. And every time you hear one of these songs, we come on here and we promote. You got to go check it out. Help us out. We just found out. Lena just came and told me we're over 2,000 subscribers, listeners on Spotify now. PTT Music has over 2,000. We ain't done no promoting of that yet. We're going to. Hardcore. We got to get this translation done. We're going to go in on everything. And everybody get set. Get set. Get set.
Yeah.
This is going to be fire again. It's going to be another fire message. Get set. Get ready.
Woke up feeling like I'm on a mission. Ain't no stopping now cause I got vision. I see the goal, I'm locked in tight. Ain't no fear, I was built to fight. Oh, they wonder how I move like this. Oh, they asking how I never miss. Oh, they know like I got that favor. YAHUAH is with me and I'm later. Yeah, I'm on my way. Ain't no delay, no time to waste. Ooh, yeah, I'm pushing, gotta go. Oh, gas, no brakes, just let them know. Get set, ooh, yeah, watch me rise. I see the dream, just look me in my eyes. Ain't no stopping, yeah, watch me flex. Level up now, watch what's next. Running this race, can't lose my stride. Haters talk, but they can't decide where I go and what's meant for me. Cause YAHUAH's got my destiny. Oh, they wonder how I move move like this. Oh, they asking how I never miss. Oh, ain't no luck, I got that favor. Yahoo is with me and I will later. Yeah, yeah, I'm on my way. Ain't no delay, no time to waste. I'm pushing, gotta go. Gas, no brakes, let them know. Get set, ooh, yeah. Watch me rise, see the dream. Just look me in my eyes. No, stop it, yeah. Watch me flex. Level up now, watch what's next. Oh, yeah. No, ooh, just watch what's next. Yeah. I'm telling you, ooh, just watch what's next. Yeah. I know they watching, I know they see, but this ain't luck, nah, it's meant to be. Every move, you know I'm going strong. Yahoo has got me, I can't go wrong. I know they watching, ooh yeah, I know they see, but this ain't luck, who it's meant to be. Every move, I know I'm going strong. Yahoo has got me, I can't go wrong. Yeah. No, ooh, just watch what's next. Yeah. I'm telling you, ooh, just watch what's next. Yeah. Oh, they wonder how I move like this. Oh, they asking how I never miss. Oh, ain't no luck, I got that favor. Yahoo is with me and get set. Yeah, I'm on my way. No delay, no time to waste. Yeah, I'm pushing, gotta go. No gas, no brakes, let them know. Get set, yeah. Watch me rise, see the dream. Just look me in my eyes. Stop it, yeah. Watch me flex. Level up now, watch what's next. Oh yeah. No, ooh, just watch what's next. Yeah. I'm telling you, ooh, just watch what's next. Yeah.
Woo! Y'all gonna make you say, oh. That song make you say, oh. It ain't no luck, I got that favor. Y'all gotta get set for this message. Because while the entire world is wondering after the beast's power and its influence, we over here getting set, preparing for Yahuwah's return, building the foundation that the new Jerusalem can come down out of the Shemayah, that's heaven. And it can land on a place that's cleared out all the nonsense. I see the dream, just look me in my eye. The ancient origins, where'd it come from? You got to start asking yourself, rather than blindly doing stuff like most of us do one time or another, blindly doing stuff, why mama them, daddy them, grandmama them, auntie them, all them thems, cousin and them, friends and them. They do it, they're doing it. We gotta stop just blindly following things and get set to receive and live in the truth. Where did this Mother's Day come from? They just got traps all over the place for us. It's loaded. Traps everywhere. The earliest celebrations of motherhood trace back to Cybele and Rhea. These are mother goddesses of Rome and Greece, where festivals in their honor involved idolatrous rituals, offerings and sacrifices, all types of lewd music and orgies. Roman festival, Hilaria, ain't that hilarious? They called it Hilaria, was originally celebrated in March, pagan March. This was dedicated to Cybele, called the Great Mother. Worship included processions, masks, and ceremonies filled with pagan symbols, pagan symbols, and spiritual perversion. Catholic Church syncretism. They over there buck wild doing it. The Catholic Church comes along and says, let's syncretize that. Way to go, Linda Flowers. Linda Flowers said, even her daughter asked me, since I don't celebrate pagan holidays anymore, was I going to celebrate Mother's Day? I told her, no, ma'am. See, they'll try to pull that on you, won't they, Linda? They'll go, okay, mama. If they ain't coming yet, they're going to look at you. That's a test. Since you ain't celebrating holiday, I guess you don't want me to bring you no flowers, take you out to dinner, nothing, do you, mama? No, I'm good. What I want you to do is show me your love and your honor and your respect, even in that tonality that you're bringing at me right now. That's a violation of the fifth commandment. Show me some love. Catholic syncretism. You know what syncretism means? You're going to blend paganism in with something that looks righteous. Crazy. Going to blend paganism in with something that looks righteous. As paganism merged into Roman Catholicism, they began to call this thing called Mothering Sunday, developed in the Middle Ages in Europe, encouraging people to return to the mother church. The Catholic Church calls that church the mother. They call it her. And YAHUAH calls that her the beast power to actually come out of her. They're saying the church is her. And YAHUAH says, come out of her. They want you to return to the mother church. This again is intended to redirect honor from YAHUAH to an institution or an idol. Come out of her. The US version, the USA version, which is what's now propelled this thing, they call that version or that place, they call that the new Babylon. They turned it up. There's a woman named Anna Jarvis in 1908. What we know about Anna Jarvis? Who was Anna Jarvis? She was born in West Virginia in 1864. Anna Jarvis, deeply influenced by her own mother, Anne Reeves Jarvis. So Anna, her mama's name was Anne. Well, Anna Jarvis, born in 1864, organized Mother's Day work clubs. So she's born in 1864. I should say. So Anna was born in 1864. Her mama, Anne, so her mama born before, in the 1850s, she would organize what she called Mother's Day work clubs to promote health and cleanliness for women and children. So the mama, now pay attention. So Anna's mama and Anna, if you study about them, they were just about, let's do something, keep it, let's promote cleanness and goodness, positivity. That's how they was coming at it. After her mother's death in 1905, Anna Jarvis, so her mama's Anne, was determined to create a national holiday to honor the sacrifice and influence of mothers because of her mama. Watch how this all goes down. So in 1908, Anna organized the first official Mother's Day service at Andrews Methodist Episcopal Church in Grafton, West Virginia. She then launched a nationwide campaign to have Mother's Day recognized as a holiday. She wrote many, many letters to politicians, business leaders, and churches. Then, in 1914, then President Woodrow Wilson signed a proclamation making the second Sunday of May a national holiday called Mother's Day. Watch what happens. Anna Jarvis then deeply despised and regretted what her holiday turned into. She called it a Hallmark holiday and said it was full of commercialization, which it is. Off the hook. Money, money, money. Make more money, money, money. She then went and fought against what she created. Hardly anybody knows that. She felt betrayed by the original purpose. That's what them circuses will do, Anna. You was in the wrong spot with that one, sis. I ain't gonna call you sis. You was in the wrong spot with that, girl, lady, woman. You know how serious she was about this? This woman filed lawsuits. The woman who started it, she starts filing lawsuits, boycotting businesses, and even tried to get Mother's Day repealed out of proclamation, out of the law. She was so disgusted by it. She says, I wanted it to be a day of sentiment, not profit. She went in so hard that at the end of her life, she had lost complete control of the holiday that she created, and she spent all of her money fighting its abuse, and she died poor, blind, and alone in a sanitarium in 1948. About 50 years. She went crazy over this thing. Why is this important? Because even the founder of the holiday hated what it became. The emotional intent was hijacked by greed, idolatry, and ritualistic tradition. Just like the ancient pagan festivals, it unconsciously mirrors. Ooh-wee. What do you mean, these ancient? See, she didn't know that she was creating something that Satan was going to say, ooh-wee, I've been rocking this girl a long time. You just gave me a cheat code to get it immersed throughout the fabric. Way to go, Anna Jarvis, running up there in that church. Thank you. You didn't know that this goes back to Babylon, the origin of the mother-child worship system. That's why your mama want to lean on you so much, because she don't know. She gonna learn today that she is, when she wants that attention, she ain't got YAHUAH in her. She wants her day. She wants her day. She don't know that before Greece and Rome, the root of the mother goddess worship was in Babylon. The central figures of this mother child worship Tell me if you ever heard this before. Semiramis, a.k.a. Asharah, the mama and the wife of Nimrod, Namaru. She was later declared the queen of heaven, a human, declared the queen of heaven. Tammuz, their son. So her son and her got married and did the wild thing. And she got pregnant. Mama got pregnant by the son. And then they had a son called Tammuz. Semiramis called Tammuz, said that Tammuz was miraculously conceived, forming the prototype for the mother-son worship worldwide. This blasphemous model spread throughout all cultures. This is everywhere. You imagine getting busy with your own child that you birthed? Y'all know how sick this is? All of y'all celebrating and honoring Mother's Day, you honoring this. You honoring that ancestral, not ancestral, incest, having sex with your kid, getting pregnant by your child. That's the roots of Mother's Day. This blasphemous model spread throughout culture. Semiramis in Egypt is called Isis. In Greece, it's called Aphrodite. In Rome, it's called Rhea. In Asia Minor, it's called Cybele. Same person. Y'all ready? You ready? In Catholicism, they call her Mary. They call her Mary. Mary in Catholicism is Asharah, Semiramis, Nimrod's mama wife. What you gonna do with this? Who would ever thought that Mary you keep pumping up about, that Mary is Asharah? Man, oh man. Mess is so hot, got my nose running for no reason. My nose just started running. It's so sick. I'm allergic to that stuff. Got my nose running. YAHUAH, the great prophet YAHUAH, Jeremiah. YAHUAH said in chapter 7, verse 18, the children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough together to make cakes for the queen of heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto their other mighty ones. And it provokes me to anger, says YAHUAH. That's what this is about. That goes right in line with them birthday cakes. The birthday cakes, when you blowing out the smoke, it's going up to the queen of heaven, Semiramis, Asharah. That's all that birthday cake is about. It's 1,000% about. And I ain't had no clue forever. It took me a long time to get that. And now y'all can shortcut all the stuff I had to go figure out. Blowing them candles is to blow up the smoke to the queen of heaven, to honor the ancestral relationship that she had with her child. This is exactly what Mother's Day is doing, honoring a tradition born out of rebellion. wrapped in sentiment, and positioned on a counterfeit day of worship, Sunday. Why they put it on Sunday? Who wanted it on Sunday? The beast power. Why don't they do it on Monday or Tuesday? No, that's on Sunday. Woo! Man. It's ridiculous. They call her the queen of heaven. What how YAHUAH say about that? Do you see anything in the scriptures that YAHUAH says? Anything about that? He says he's El Shaddai. That's the nurturer. That's the mama YAHUAH. The El Shaddai, the El Shaddai, the El Shaddai. So that's what he focuses on. He don't say nothing about this. Cybele, which is who? Semiramis, Asharah. I know her best by Asharah. I'm going to stay on that one. But we also know this is Isis, Aphrodite, Rhea, Cybele, and Mary. Why? Hey, the Virgin Mary, they say. They're talking about her. They're talking about Asharah. Cybele, Asharah, was not just a quote goddess. She was a demonic portal. A demon portal. Cybele, Asharah, Mary, Cybele, right? Rhea, Aphrodite, right? Was associated with wild orgies, blood sacrifices, and eunuch priests. Where they cut them dudes' nuts off. Probably the Peters too. Her priests would castrate themselves in ritual ceremonies to honor the mother. Fellas, y'all want to line up for that one? How many of you fellas want to line up for that? Get castrated. The hell with that. And the hell with her. Her festival, Hilaria, culminated in a day of joy after days of mourning for Tammuz. This is eerily similar to the modern emotional celebrations following the grief or death. Especially of a mom. These acts weren't just symbolic, they were demonic invocations under the disguise of honoring womanhood. Catholicism simply repackaged the pagan mother. The beast power just said, man, we're going to repackage this. We're going to pimp this out. We're going to have some fun with this one. We're going to take all kind of people down the hell with this one. We're going to get busy on this one. In the 4th century, the Roman Catholic Church syncretized the Cybele Isis Asharah cult, Mary cult. They syncretized the Asharah, Aphrodite, right? By promoting Mary worship. They call it Theotokos, known as Mother of God worship. You think this ain't serious? You ought to see in Latin America how crazy they are about Mary worship. These Marys are all over the place. People, and they got little bitty cathedrals all throughout strategic places. And people taking flowers and they going up there, you see them praying and stuff. It's rampant. They just repackaged Asharah, who slept with her son and had a baby called Tammuz. Asharah slept with Nimrod, her son. So they don't want that. Satan don't want that to die. He want every one of you mamas to go sleep with your son. Get buck wild. Y'all, is this crazy? In the 4th century, they just syncretized it. And they just went nuts with Mary worship. They're doing it right now. Mother and Sunday became a day to return to your mother church. Again, blending. They wanted to blend what they call true assembly of believers with Babylonian goddess worship. By the time Anna Jarvis pushed for Mother's Day, the soil was already deeply and spiritually tainted with centuries of false reverence towards the quote divine feminine. Y'all ever hear that? That people say, I'm in my divine femininity. All it is a spiritual trap. Mother's Day is not just cultural. It's a modern extension of Babylonian and Roman idolatry that places women and emotional worship above obedience to YAHUAH. It is timed, designed, full of sentiment to feel righteous, while it specifically duplicates ancient rebellion. That's what's really going on. So Mother's Day has nothing to do with honoring YAHUAH. Has nothing to do with honoring the mothers. Our mothers in YAHUAH's way. YAHUAH gave us no instructions on these type of practices. He told us honor your mother and your father all the time, 24/7. Mother's Day's roots are in Babylonian goddess worship, Roman fertility rituals, and Catholic deception. When you willingly participate, even if you claim good intentions, you are still engaging in the fruit of rebellion. Shout out to Brother Robert Palzick in the building. We're here tearing them down. We tearing Mother's Day down, Brother Robert, tearing it up. It's time to honor our mothers every day with truth. There's no greater honor you can give your mother than to follow YAHUAH. Not traditions, rooted in the Queen of Heaven worship. We do this YAHUAH's way. What you talking about? The world says it's a harmless tradition, don't they? The world says it's harmless. What's the harm in honoring your mother? That's a good thing. We're showing her love. Why you got to do it on the second Sunday of May? Why? Explain that to me. If I give you some room to talk about this, I want you to explain to me, why do you wait to the second Sunday, Dia Solis, every year to do it? Who put that in place for you to do it? Honor your mother on the second Sunday. Who put that in place? Do you know why you do that? They don't know why. We didn't know why. Now we know better. Pagan roots do not become clean because you add flowers and a brunch or a dinner to it. Because you take mama some flowers, take her out to dinner, you ain't cleaned up that paganism. You ain't cleaned up the filth because you went and covered it up with some flowers and a card. The world says we're just showing love to mama. In 1 YAHUAH 5:3, it's saying that love without obedience is empty and dead. You don't get to love the way you want to love. I don't get to love the way I want to love. I got to love the way YAHUAH told me to love. The world says, but man, it's for our mothers. We're doing this to honor our mothers. Well, true love for our mothers starts with honoring YAHUAH first and removing idols. And if we got to be the example for our mothers, man, Baruch is her for having me to give her the example since she didn't show me the example. Be the example to your mother. Show her that love. I'm going to honor you by showing you the love of obedience to YAHUAH, being an example to give you an opportunity because, Mom, you gone. Mama, you gone into the lake of fire unless you listen to me. I don't want that to happen to you, Mama. I love you with all I got. I don't want you in that fire because the scriptures I can back everything I'm saying by scriptures. And you can't back up not one thing you saying, Mama, with scripture. Not one. Yirmiyahu, chapter 10, verse 2 says, do not learn the ways of the nations. Everybody else is doing it. That's the nations. Don't learn their ways. Learn YAHUAH's ways. Walk in, live in his ways. Mark, chapter 7, 7 through 9. What's it say? I'm going to pull out the true scriptures. Do you have a true scriptures? Have you went to truescriptures.store? I'm going to put it on the screen. Have you been to truescriptures.store? Bottom left-hand corner. Go get you a copy. Go get you a case. You should be on YAHUAH's case with this. I go to Mark chapter 7. And if you got this, you know what to do. I'm on page 86. See how simple that is? When all of us got this, we go, hey, I'm on page 86. I'm on Mark chapter 7, verses 7. Yahushua, who is YAHUAH, says, hey, they worship me in vain. You know what the definition of vain is? Meaningless, useless, of no effect. It has no power. Yahushua, who is YAHUAH. No, I'm going to start in verse 6. No, I'm going to go to verse 5. Back that thing up, Jay. Back it up. Let's go to verse 5. The Parashim, sign name Pharisees, and the scribes asked Yahushua, why don't your disciples obey the traditions of the elders? There we got it. Why don't your disciples obey these human traditions we got? It's like all your people saying, why don't y'all celebrate birthdays and Christmas and Easter? and Thanksgiving. Why don't y'all follow these things? Your mama, your granddaddy did. That's the elders. Why don't your disciples obey the traditions of the elders? Why do they eat without washing their hands at times? Yahushua responded to them and said, Yeshayahu, Isaiah, sign name Isaiah, was right when he prophesied about you hypocrites, as it is written, quote, these people honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. They worship me in vain, teaching the traditions of humans. You set aside the commandments of YAHUAH and you hold on to the traditions of humans. Yahushua continued saying, verse 9, clearly you reject the commandments of YAHUAH so that you can keep your traditions. Do y'all know what verse 10 says? Do y'all know what verse 10 says on this day? Masha said, honor your father and your mother. This is how we honor mama. And the person who speaks evil against their father or mother will certainly be put to death. See, he over here teaching. However, you teach that a person can say to their father or mother, everything I was supposed to contribute to you is a gift I am now giving to YAHUAH. Therefore, the person is no longer required to care for their father or mother. He teaching, you got to care for your mama and your daddy. When? All the time. You can't let them just go fall into a ditch. Mama, you want me to honor you one day or all the time? You need something, and you want me to say, I got to wait till Mother's Day, second Sunday of next May, to take care of that for you? No. Based on what you're saying, the person is no longer required to care for their father or mother. In this way, you nullify the word of YAHUAH for the sake of your traditions that have been handed down to you. You got it from other people. Now you pass these traditions on to others, and you do many things just like that. YAHUAH Mashiach, Yahushua, when he was here on the earth, he said, you do all kind of stuff like this. We always got these crazy ass holidays popping up all over the place. By the time you get rid of one, 2 or 3 months later, here come another one. Or not even that long. You get rid of that one, here come another one. Look, we got Mother's Day, bam. Next time's coming up, Father's Day. That's Nimrod worship. Get rid of that one, got another one. Get rid of that one, got another one. Satan keeps the pressure on with these hella days. Honor your father and your mother. This is not a holiday. It's a commandment. It's a lifestyle connected to obedience and righteousness, not a Roman pagan calendar event. You got to stop mixing the clean with the unclean. YAHUAH, chapter 10, verse 10 tells you that. You got to teach your children to discern this stuff. Don't pass down any more pagan customs. Instead, uplift Yahuwah's appointed times. Honor your mothers the right way. Love, serve, support, and teach your mama the truth. Teach her, send her something about the truth every day. Love her all the way to the end like that. Till she said, don't you send me another message. Mama, I'll honor you if you don't want no more. But as long as you take them, I'm going to send them to you. (18) 4, Hazum, Revelation. Come out of Babylon. Tear down the altars of tradition. That's what we're doing today. We're tearing down the altars of tradition. That's what we're doing over here. And the True Scriptures Project is the most important project that's happened since Yahuwah came to the world as Yahusha. And then went back as Yahuwah Mashiach. And we're teaching people the truth. We got this campaign, and I'm telling y'all, we've extended it. There will be no more extensions. June the 30th is the hard cut date. Whether it's done before or after, we're going to June the 30th. No, not before, not after. That's going to be the cutoff. You got to get to tsinfo.org. And you got to get in. We're exposing the truth. I and the team supporting me, we are translating every single day to give you the truth about the scriptures that nobody has. Satan, along with the Mother's Day and the Father's Day and the Christmas and the Thanksgiving, all of that, he got you so distracted with that, you don't let the wrong scriptures get up in the world. I'm sitting there time and time again, proving left and right the thousands of errors in every English translation, which means it's in every Spanish and Greek and Russian and you name it, and German, Serbian, Hungarian, all the languages got it twisted. Every one of them. We can't find one authentic word in the world. The only word we can find it is in the original languages. In the original Hebrew, and then all of the books but 4 in the New Testament, all of the Old Testament Tanakh written in Hebrew. And at times, they would do different translations into Aramaic because they got taken into captivity into Babylon. But the word, the message got put down all in Hebrew. Real name Abari. All but 4 books of the New Testament, which is real name Berit Hadash. All but 4 books were written in Aramaic. And we have the authentic form of it from the Peshitta. And there's around 360 Peshittas that all agree with each other. We don't use an inch of Greek philosophy. All the scholars in the world today, all the theologians, these pastors, these Christian churches, they're going to try to pound and shove down your throat that the Berit Hadash New Testament was written in Greek. And they are lying. There's no way around it. I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt and say, you don't know no better, but they do know better. If they spend any time studying, they're going to have to realize that them saying the words, the New Testament was originally written in Greek. They know that can't be true. Because every one of them know that the Savior, when he walked on the earth as Yahusha, he talked in Hebrew and Aramaic. Through the daily commerce and the conversing with people out and about, it was dominant Aramaic. Why? They had got taken into captivity into Babylon. The language of Babylon is Aramite. That's Aramaic. So the original language of Hebrew, Aramaic is the slang version of Hebrew. Like the original English over in England, that's more proper English. The slang of that is in the USA. Y'all dig? Just so happens that the USA is Babylon. Ain't that a trip? That's what the scriptures point to. Hey, so what we're saying here is, if they were talking, and when they went into the Ahikal, let me make sure I get this tight with y'all. I don't want to leave out of here without tightening this up about the importance of what we're doing. Now I done tore a hole in Mother's Day. Mother's Day can't stand up. It's done got shredded. It's sitting there on the ground, palpitating. Go on and die. Listen, if the Savior was here out and about talking in Aramaic when he went in the Ahikal, that's what they call the temple. When he went into the temple, when he went in there, they spoke Hebrew, Abari, because they had the scriptures in Hebrew. There was no New Testament. The only thing called the scriptures was the Tanakh. That's it. And they went, and he went in there every Shabbat and some. And when they were there, they were talking, reading, dominant, Abari, Hebrew. When they walk out in the streets and talking to people in the commerce, they were among the Babylonians. So they were conversing, getting something, go down to get something from the grocery spot, over to the market, over to this vendor, that vendor. They're doing Aramaic because that's the language that got pressed on them by their own choice of being disobedient. They never had to go in that language, ever. But they went in that language. And for whatever reason, YAHUAH let it keep going. He let it keep going to where he came down here and spoke it. Why do you think Mel Gibson did The Passion of the Christ? All Aramaic. Go look at it. And it's got subtitles in your language, English or Spanish or whatever, but they're talking Aramaic throughout that entire movie. Hey, that's what tipped me off to figure out something about the name. When that movie come out, 2003, 4, something like that? It was within 2003 to 2005 that movie came out. I'm sitting in the movie theater. I had no idea that thing was going to be in Aramaic. I hadn't done hardly any studying at that time of Aramaic. I go in there, and I'm sitting in that theater, and who I was with next to me, and they start talking, and the disciples walk up to the Savior, and they say, Yeshua. Yeshua. I said, I got to tell y'all, that shocked me. It shocked me in my soul. Because at that time, and my daddy would tell you, at that time, I was a Christian of the Christians. This must have been, when did that movie come out? Must have been like 2004. I was going hard in the paint, starting in 2004. I said, I looked at the person next to me, I said, what they doing calling Jesus Yeshua? Who is that? Didn't that trip any of y'all out? Am I the only one? I was like, I'm up there all ready for them to say, Jesus. That's all I knew about some Savior. And in that movie, they said, Yeshua. Who was that? That thing went in my head. I was like, what? And then the person next to me said, oh, that's his Hebrew name. I said, that's his Hebrew name. And that just kind of just sat with me. And then 2005, 2006, I get to May 2007. And then I scream out. I'm so confused. I'm trying to figure out everything. I had started the Promote the Truth website 2005. It was a hardcore follow the commandments Christian website. It had 2 years, almost 2 years, hardcore Christian. And even when I was a Christian, I knew I got to the point in my Christian walk where I knew You had to follow the commandments. I knew it. Get this light fixed over here. I got a light coming in my window, hitting my shade. I knew it. I'm like, wait a minute. Because he said, many going to come to me on that day. And back then, what were we saying? Lord, Lord, which is really Master, Master, or Adonai, Adonai. Have we not prophesied your name and cast out demons in your name and all? And I'm going to say, away from me, I never knew you, you workers of lawlessness. And when I looked up lawlessness, it says commandments. So I knew it from the Christian. You had to follow the commandments. So I started teaching the commandments. Promote the Truth was teaching the commandments to the Christians. And guess how they received that? Man, I was treated like dirt. They didn't want to hear nothing about that. No churches want to deal with that. Family and friends didn't want to deal with me with that. Nobody want to deal with me with the commandments. And I got so frustrated, I yelled out a few years later, May, this month, probably on this day. This is about the day because it was couple days before Shelby died, or after Shelby died. So it's right around this time. Hey, I'm celebrating my 18th year walking with Yahuwah. Put some fire emojis in the chat that I've been walking with Yahuwah for 18 years now. I'm on my anniversary. You want to celebrate a day? Celebrate that kind of celebration. I've been walking with Yahuwah now for 18 years. I ain't got to say close to no more. Now I can say more than. Yeah, hey, celebrate. Y'all should be clapping. Yeah. Baby, give me some flowers. My baby should get me some flowers. How many people you know been following Yahuwah for 18 years? How many people on this earth do you know? What? How many people on this earth do you know been following Yahuwah for 18 years? Hardly anybody. Man, you probably I'm talking about really following Yahuwah. I'm talking about guarding the commandments, the feasts, the festivals, all of it. 18 years, fam. Now I had to grow and learn his ways. I had to learn his ordinances. See, I had to dial in on all of this for y'all. I had to go through the errors and get the discipline hard. But I tell you what, I have not denied his name. And I have promoted the truth. And I have promoted the name of Yahuwah as the only Mashiach. 18 years. 18 years. That thing from that movie, who was Yeshua? To me yelling out May 2007, 18 years ago. My daddy said, you're the only one I know. He knew it. I told my own earthly daddy right away. It took him about 16, 17 years to finally call on Yahuwah. That's why y'all got to be patient. And my dad will tell you, I never showed him no disrespect. I honored my dad. Ask him. Put it in the chat, Dad. He's here. I honored my dad and my mother. And my mother don't even want to talk to me. But I honor her. 18 years. Promoting. Hey, truesalvation.net. We bought that domain name to point to a page on the Promote the Truth site about how to have true salvation. That thing been up for 18 years. And I got the proof, hundreds, and I got the receipts of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people sending in emails. Thank you for the truth. I gave my life to you. Nobody knew I wrote that website until 2020. I found YAHUAH in 2007. Nobody knew that for them 13 years. Did my daddy tell you? I'm honoring him. Nobody knew. All I was doing was have my head down, building businesses to fund the kingdom of YAHUAH. That was my thoughts. Come on, Robert Ritz. That was my thoughts. I'm going to get my own archaeological team. I'm going to get my own translators together. Man, I did all this. Hey, I went out and built some crazy big businesses. And I thought that's what YAHUAH wanted me to do. I ain't kidding you. I thought YAHUAH wanted me to get the big translation team together, get an archaeological team together, because I know where different writings are at right now over in the Middle East. I know exactly where they're at. And I want to buy a bunch of them. And I got access to people that can get us in. So I wanted to do it that way. So I was building international business, which showed me how to do international distribution. But every time I get ready to pop to go do it, I would get attacked from all kind of inside. I've been attacked by governments, by corporations, by staff. I've had hostile staff takeovers of multi-million-dollar businesses. And I'm going, YAHUAH, I don't understand. I thought you want me to take. Every time he was shut right when we were building up to go, all right, let's go take this, let's go hire these translators. Bam, something crazy would happen. Bam, I would get hit like y'all would not believe. But guess what I didn't do? I did not deny his name. I got persecuted like you wouldn't believe, fam. I went through some hellfire persecution on this earth. Hey, I would not deny his name. There's times I would cry. My soul would hurt. I would have people that would say they was my best friends. They say, we're your brothers and sisters. And many of them call on the name of YAHUAH. Many of them. Right up in there with me. Know what the goal is. Know what the agreements are. It will be those people. Man, you want to talk about Yahudah Iscariot, Judases? I've had a gang of them up around me. Eat in my house. I'm talking about I'm paying people hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm talking about staying in my homes, renting their cars, letting them work from home, child care. Something broke, I pay for it. Air conditioning, no problem. We love you, brother. We would never hurt you. We would never do nothing to hurt you. We would never. And I turn around, and next thing I know, these people, they done held board meetings and fired me from my own companies. And they say they doing it in the name of YAHUAH. While they're sitting there trying to divvy up all the shares and cash them out. And took about $300,000 out the bank and went and spent it up. And it took me a month to get my company back. But they done took all the money out the accounts. Man, what y'all talking about? I did not deny YAHUAH's name. Every time they broke my heart, I would not deny his name. Every time. I held on to his name. I kept promoting his name. And then in 2020, they put the hardest full court press on me ever. And I was brokenhearted to the max. And I was quiet. And I was in my house and I noticed a little speck on the wall with my heart broke. And I looked at that speck and I said, all I'm going to do is let that speck remind me that that's all I need to focus on, that that's the mustard seed. And I'm having a great day. And I count it all joy. And the only time there is now. And then I got quiet in my spirit. I started meditating. Yahuwah, what is it that you're doing? Why does this keep happening? And I heard a still, quiet voice say, you don't hire these people. And I didn't know what that meant. That's 2020. All I heard was, you don't hire these people to do this. And I didn't know what that meant. That's 2020. Then I heard, teach the world my name. So I said, well, hey, Robert Palzick is one of the first witnesses. Melanie, Sherry, Amber, they remember this going down. That video's still up on my Facebook page. Nobody knew anything. And this was February 2020. Nobody knew who started Promote the Truth. It's me and a squad. But they didn't know none of us. And I said, I'm going to do a Facebook Live. I said, Satan, you coming at me with all you got. The only thing I knew is I got to come back at him with all I got. I love y'all too. Thank you, Sister Mo. This was my philosophy under that heartbreaking pressure on me and trying to destroy my wife and my son. They tried to destroy us. I said, I remembered my 1993 when one of my best friends, look, Amber House says she got the front row seat. She didn't know nothing about Yahuwah's name then. Amber didn't. She didn't have no clue about who wrote Promote the Truth, nothing about it. We just had search engine optimization going from 2007 all the way up to 2000 to the beginning of 2020. The only thing we did was search engine optimization. And we watched it spread. We watched people starting YouTube channels and stuff. They were starting it, a lot of them off of our information. I know because of certain words how I say stuff. I was watching it, and I was just so pleased watching Yahuwah's name grow. This world knows most of this world now. I'm bold enough to say it. Most of this world now knows the name Yahuwah because of what we did and me calling on Yahuwah 18 years ago. It's got to be. I done searched everywhere. And me calling on the name of Yahuwah 18 years ago and then taking that Christian website and I don't know what I did with it. Deleted it, whap. Tore that idol down, bam. And by August, I found Yahuwah in May. Within 3 months of intense, I'm talking about studying. I'm talking about taking the 3 years that I had been studying 6 to 10 hours a day, original languages. That's how I found Yahuwah, y'all. I found Yahuwah because I searched for him with all my heart. I searched for him with all I got. I did. And to tell you the truth, I had the money to do it. That's what he used the money for. He let me get all that money to go search for him. And May, after I done exhausted everything I could find, I got so frustrated from all of the roadblocks, I just screamed out, whoever the creator of this world is, I'm talking to you. And that day, that evening, I saw this name. The same day I screamed out, with the deeper I ever screamed out, I found this name. I saw these characters. These Paleo Hebrew letters, I saw them 18 years ago for the first time. Then I recognized them. Then I recognized I had seen them before on the movie The Ten Commandments with Charlton Heston. Then I recognized I saw them in Indiana Jones. I'd been seeing this a lot of my life, but I didn't know what it meant. And then I learned that these are Hebrew letters, and they have pronunciations to them. Just like we know a T has a T sound, these all have sounds to them. And then I learned that these are 4 Hebrew vowels, not consonants. I learned that the tetragrammaton is a Greeked up pagan distraction that wants you not to say his name. And I learned that he said, you got to proclaim his name throughout all generations. And I learned that he said, I won't give my esteem to another. I learned all of that 18 years ago. And after 3 months of intense under the YAHUAH of YAHUAH, had to be him. I sat down, went into that webpage, deleted all that stuff, the Christian, and about 80% of what you see there now, I wrote 18 years ago. It's like I had a Masha moment. When the messengers and YAHUAH was talking to Masha what to write. How did Masha know how to write in the beginning? He wasn't there. How did Masha know about Adam and Hua, son named Eve? He wasn't there. The messengers told him, and he wrote it down. I had the spirit of YAHUAH talking to my fingers and just telling me what to write down. It took me to August 2007. And then we pushed out the website with YAHUAH's information on it. Man, when I figured out 4 indisputable facts, go research that page. When I did the name, let's get the names right, the correct names. That was YAHUAH going through my fingers. I just typing stuff out. And then I gotta find this old video, y'all. I gotta find it. Lena, we gotta figure out how to run that video down. I had this old Bible software, and I did a video where I was in the book of Isaiah proving YAHUAH's name. And people would run that video. They watched that thing like crazy. And then we told people, go over to the True Salvation page. And if you give your life to YAHUAH, send an email in to info@promotethetruth.com. Hundreds of emails. I didn't hardly respond to anybody. People were asking, can we contribute? Can we support? Is there a membership? For years, I wouldn't say nothing. All I was thinking of, build these businesses. We got to go hire translators. We got to get a research team together. And what I was doing is I was buying with the team. We was collecting the oldest writings available, spending thousands of dollars. Y'all see me hold up that Kodak Leningrad? Ain't hardly nobody got one of them. The Kodak Sinaiticus, ain't hardly nobody got one of them. That's over $1,000 if you can find something just to get that facsimile copy of the Kodak Sinaiticus. I had an attorney that was at my house, and he was a quote scholar too. He He almost passed out when I showed him the Codex Sinaiticus. He goes, oh, he took pictures with it. He goes, to have my hands on this. I was collecting. In all of 3 years, 2004 to 2007, I was learning them original languages. So when Yahuwah told me his name, after 3 years, 6 to 10 hours a day, I already had so much knowledge of how to disseminate the truth. I started in October 2004. I did not go to work. I had an awesome business running and people running it. And I didn't have to work all the time. I would just sit home and study 6 to 10 hours a day trying to figure out why and how did we get here? And where does these words come from? I became an etymologist, the study of the origin of words. By your words, you will be justified. By your words, you will be condemned. I want to know how these words got here. And when I got to the max point of all that knowledge, like Shalom said, the writing of books has no end, and your flesh will get weary. I got so wearied. But at that last little breaking point, it's like Yahuwah said, well done, boy. You done searched for me with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, resources. You done came at me with all you got. Here I am. He showed me that day. I yelled out to Yahuwah. I got immersed into his name. His spirit came in me. And all that knowledge I had, I went back and looked at the different versions I got, and I could see all the lies. And I could see what was true. I was just... I didn't say nothing, though. I get all the way to 2000, and I'm getting persecuted all the way. I got poisoned 2 times after I called on Yahuwah. I got arsenic poison and I got mercury poison. I got mercury poison in an IV. That's supposed to kill you dead red. The doctor disappeared. Couldn't nobody find him. And he happened to be working in one of my businesses, and they wanted to take over my companies. Because I had made him a director. This is deep. They tried to kill me over money. And they called on the name of Yahuwah. And I didn't die. Why? Because the scripture is true. These are the signs of those that follow. Poison. I got bit by, I think twice by some deadly spiders. I go, swell up a little bit. Nothing happened. Other people, they go to hospital bad or they drop dead. Then they came at me, man, so many times. I finally, man, in February 2020, I said, Satan, you don't come at me with all you got. I don't have no other choice. I'm just going to go out and tell everybody what I know about Yahuwah. Tell them it's coming from me. I went and did that live. In my circle, people went crazy. People sending me messages. What is that? What's that name? Who's this? What? Because they asked me for years, what do you believe? What do you believe? And I would tell people, you don't want to know what I believe unless you love the truth. And I would quietly, behind closed doors, I would tell people about Yahuwah. And we was collecting followers. But many of them people turned on me. That's why by their fruits you shall know them. That's why Brother Daniel, Overseer Daniel, asked me, he said, man, you stay cool on all the heat. I say, you don't see what I've been through. So I go live. And I hear Yahuwah say, don't pay them people. I still don't know what that means. Then he said, teach people my name. Now I got this team of videographers and script. I got all these people to work. And several of these are the ones that didn't turn their back. Love Yahuwah. They stayed there. There's a core group of people after all these years that they work with me and Lena right now. They work with me right now. I heard something say, write a script. Because I got script writers, but I can write scripts too. So write a script about my name based on what I've taught you. Teach people my name. Y'all know I sat down there and I wrote the name video script myself. I wrote every single word of it. Then I told the team that knows how to do video, I said, turn this thing into a video. 600, we're going towards 650,000 views now of that video that I wrote in 2020. Many of y'all found Yahuwah's name because that little voice in me said, write this script and put that video out. Isn't that amazing? Hey. And I keep moving. I get to 2000. Now we write a few more video scripts. We put them out. Then I do the one, God is not who you think he is. Whoop! Shook all kind of people up. Then I get to spring 2022. I done now done several videos, load them up on our YouTube channel. Look, there goes Robert Powsett. Robert Powsett, I remember the day I learned your name and saw how much we share. It couldn't be a coincidence. Look at that. He's in Budapest, Hungary. He's one of the tops in his profession in the world. This man is a multi-million-dollar earner and producer. Strong businessman. Look what he said. I remember the day I learned your name and saw how much we share. It couldn't be a coincidence. That's how Yahuwah has spoken to me since I began seeking him with all my heart. Now, Robert sends me a Facebook inbox. And he says, could you do more videos? He goes, I've heard about you over the years. He goes, can you do more videos? I'm just behind the scenes. But I'll go record a video. Or maybe I'll do a Facebook Live. And then I'll take that video and we'll load it up on the YouTube channel. Hey, I didn't do that till like November. I posted about Yahuwah's name, but I didn't teach hardcore about it in February. And then as it progressed through 2020, I finally did a Facebook Live, loaded that video up, and we loaded it on the YouTube channel. Then in 2022, this is what hit me. Because every time I would do a video, y'all go back and watch them. They're there. You would see me and I pull out all these different versions. I pull out the Sefer, the Scriptures, the King James, the New King James, the Amplified. You can see me with all those. How many witnesses? And y'all would see me going through those translations going, that word there ain't right. It's supposed to say this. And I would read, and that word really says this. And that word, I did that like over and over and over. Who's a witness? You saw me properly translating the translations over and over and over and over. And then I'm driving down the road. And I hear a voice in 2022 say, you're not to hire any translators. You're to do it. I'm telling y'all, I never, ever imagined I and this team, we were supposed to do the translations because I done spent so much money so much research trying to buy an authentic translation. I'm like, surely, out of 8 billion people in the world, surely, there's got to be someone that has an authentic, non-corrupted, non-contradiction, non-Greek influence version. It's got to be somewhere in this world. As the internet opened up, we would research more and we would talk to people and we would buy and we would go. And man, I'm sitting there reading. I go, that word ain't right. That word ain't right. And then I hear that voice go, you're supposed to translate. And I go, Yahuwah, did you let them come against me like that? Robert Powell says, I used to listen to top preachers for hours every day until I found Jay. Since then, I can't listen to anyone else, not even for 5 minutes. Fam, can y'all imagine? I asked Yahuwah, did you let me go through all this hellfire, persecution? Because you know my heart. And you know I was going to do with that money. He said, I know what you was going to do with that money. And you was going to create a bigger problem for the kingdom and for yourself. Because you know too much. I done showed you the higher things, the intricacies, and you know how to explain it. I said, why you let me go out there and build all them businesses all over the place, all over the world? He says, what does my word say about when this word is preached throughout all the world? And I can hear it in my spirit. Boy, he said, boy, I was like, boy, I taught you business to do my business. I'll let you do your business, but not till you do my business. I heard it. It's got to be obvious. He said, hey, you do my. I taught you international distribution to internationally distribute my word that you're going to translate. And you done proved you won't deny my name. I done tested you through all the fire that hardly any human can take. I done let them smear you, drag you. I done let them come up against you. I done let them take everything you got. But I never let them kill you. And they can't kill you without my permission. They can't hurt you. Everything I've done to you is to test you because I have to have somebody put the real word of me in this world. Now, I go tell Lena, I'm supposed to, Sister Moses, I'm on the second round of all your videos. Shout out. You're going to be smart in the word. I said, Lena, I'm supposed to translate the scriptures and get the team to help me with all the research and support. She said, the what? All of it? I'm like, yep. I go to my dad. Dad, I'm supposed to translate the scriptures from front to back with the supported team. My dad said, are you for real? Yep. So I said, here's what I'm going to do. Before I do any work on my businesses, I'm going to spend the first 2 hours without fail, 2 hours minimum. I couldn't go much more than that on my business with that. I'm going to spend the first 2 hours every day translating until it gets done. And in my brain, I figure that's going to take about 5, maybe 7 years. And about 2 hours a day. I didn't know. Probably would take longer now that I've been doing it. So that's how this whole thing happened. And we got some small gatherings on videos, and you can go back and see some of them where I'm like, we're going to put out the purest version of the English scriptures the world's ever seen, which then will go into Spanish and all the other languages that the world's ever seen. Then I just told people I was doing it. Nobody could support. Nobody could get involved. It's just me and YAHUAH and the team. Whatever, because they was working in the businesses. So whatever support they could. So it was primarily me, just me then, with a little bit of help. 2 hours a day. It took me 1 year to do all of Genesis, 50 chapters of Genesis. 1 year. To learn the ins and outs of translation, taking the Hebrew over into English, the right flow. It is a trip to learn how to do. But after that 1 year, I translated Shemot, Exodus, 1 month. 40 chapters, 1 month. 50 chapters, 1 year. 40 chapters. So right around that time of Shemot, people kept saying, can we help? Can we support? Can we? So we opened up the campaign, not the big campaign. We just opened up a campaign. If you like to support, didn't push it out there, hardly nothing. Then, several people would pitch in here and there, and, it would provide a little extra things to keep things kind of moving. Then my wife, November 2023, she says, you should go live on YouTube. And I had never, ever, never went live on YouTube, ever. I said, live on YouTube. I said, for what? She says, it's got the largest viewing audience online of any video stream in the world. She goes, you should go live on YouTube. And she says, I've been thinking about this, and had a couple other people they was talking. They were going, what would it take to do this thing faster? I said, resources, money. Well, and then Lena started talking, and they was going back and forth. She came back. She goes, all right, we put together this campaign. Let's see if people want to be a part of it. So we put the campaign together. And the thing was, I had figured out while I was translating, all the feedback we were getting just through our overall message was coming out of the New Testament, and it was all Greek-based. All the philosophies of people that quote anything out of the New Testament, 99.9% of these people, including all of y'all, is Greek-based until you learn that that's a lie. And I'm like, people are like, they were sending emails, and it would be arrogant, it would be confrontational, argumentative, and and the staff would send over to me, look at this, how should we answer that? I'm like, that's all Greek-based. And then I heard in the spirit, stop translating the Tanakh. I was 2 weeks into it. I was halfway through YAHUAH, Leviticus. And then I can hear YAHUAH say, stop. Go translate the Brit Hadash. This is going to set the world on fire. And go prove to them that that's all, because he said, where are the churches based on? They're not based on the Tanakh. All these churches around the world are based on the New Testament Greek majority text, the Textus Receptus, and the like. That's what they based on. And I done proved it through my videos. All that stuff is a lie. It's all sun worship, like the sun in the sky. It's all Nimrod and Asharah worship. That's what all your New Testaments, if you don't have the truth, if you don't have this, this was available now because of us, all of us working together. This would not be out still now. It'd still probably be another 6 months to a year to have this out. But because my wife had this idea, had to come from the Ruach. She said, campaign, go live on YouTube. and see if people want to support it. And then I came on. I didn't know none of y'all, but a few. I came on. I said, here's what I know. And what I know is crazy, right? I guess off the hook. I said, here's what I know. There's about 400,000 errors in that New Testament. Then I put a little screen together, a little slideshow. Y'all remember? I'll show that again one of these days. I put a slideshow together and I started proving that Yahushua is YAHUAH. I started proving it. And then I started proving that all of the translations out there, name one, they all are involved in idolatry. Yes or no? We proved it together. Go back and watch the videos. Go back and watch the lives since November 2023. Go back and watch them. We prove it over and over and over. And I'm like, look, I'm going to come out and talk about what I know. And here's what's going to happen. Robert Powell said, that's the voice of Yahuwah. It has to be. Hey, y'all got to imagine. I'm like, I'm going to come out and tell everything I know. And this big old audience on YouTube and on Facebook, massive, right? We're going to get feedback and they're going to tell us, they're going to challenge us if we're wrong. Do y'all know it's now, we heading on a year and a half. Nobody's been able to disprove anything. They've not been able to disprove. We first started out going, if you can disprove this, we openly welcome, we want to know. If you can prove this to be wrong, because we want it to be, we want the truth. Yes or no? That's what we did. Hey, we had about 13,000 subscribers when my wife came and said, do a campaign and go live and let's do it. Because she was like, let's let people participate in the New Testament, true scriptures, British. And let's put together, she came up with all that. Some packages. She had some people was pitching in. Melina dialed that thing in. And she says, they can't buy nothing, they can support. And we'll show them. And what we'll do is get them a hardcover, because we have our own publishing company. What's the chances of that? We'll give them a hardcover of the true scriptures, professionally stamped. And it'll be an heirloom. It'll be, there's only so many can get it if they do at these support levels. And then we can get all the team that we can have them, if we get enough support, we can pull them off of the traditional business projects. We can assign one or two of them to keep them moving. And then we can have you come in and translate 8 to 16 hours a day. I'm like, but we got to, I'm like, baby, but we got to take, you and Kai got to eat. Kai he got school. How we going to take care of all this? I heard Yahuwah say, my sheep hearing my voice. You just go talk and you watch what happens. And fam, I got to tell y'all, Yahuwah ain't nothing but the truth. We had about 13,000 subscribers at that time. We're now over 300,000 subscribers. We got people that have supported one way, shape, form, or fashion about 100 countries or more. All over the world. And we ain't even really went hard in the paint yet. The biggest thing we've done is I just come on here and click live and talk to y'all. And just show y'all what Yahuwah is showing me. That's all I do. That's it. How's it? Do y'all bear witness now? Now it's a freight train going 1,000 miles an hour. Gotta be. So what started out 18 years ago, almost to the day, Now, the scriptures are becoming true right before your eyes, the real ones. Go make disciples. Go immerse them into the name of YAHUAH, Mashiach. And we done checked, I'm about done. We done checked all over the place. We done scraped everywhere. Now we're about 3.5 million views on these videos. And we're looking all over the place. And y'all been looking. Y'all didn't just come here and go, oh, we just gonna listen to Jay. Y'all done checked everywhere. All of it. I do it. I be searching, man. Is somebody out there promoting that YAHUAH is the only Mashiach? Or somebody out there standing on that Yahusha is YAHUAH? The YAHUAH came to the earth, and for 33 years, he allowed himself to be called Yahusha, which is a sentence of who he is. The name Yahusha means YAHUAH is the Mashiach, Messiah, Savior. That's what that name means. But that's not his name anymore. He ain't no human anymore. He carried that human name for 33 years. And then he said in John 17, YAHUAH 17, hey, the name you gave me, your name, I've guarded them in your name, which is the name you gave me before the foundations of the world. And now we got a scriptures. What? We got a pure, non-contradictory Beretta Dash. It's the only one that we know in the world that's contradiction free. It's the only one we know in the world that proclaims that YAHUAH only is the Mashiach, the Savior. It's the only one in the world that agrees with the Tanakh, the Old Testament. It's the only one that we know of. If you know of another, send us an email to info@promotethetruth.com. If you know of another one, all other ones contradict themselves consistently throughout. All other ones, they claim paganism to the max. Hey, you're going to have to believe that Paul was a false prophet and all the other ones. Shaul, you have to believe. You would have to admit it. We proved it. This one promotes the true identity of Shaul. Isn't it needed? You don't have no contradictions about the awesomeness of the great emissary Shaul. You don't have none in here. Your version, if it ain't this, Shaul is a false apostle. Fact. That's what your version teaches. I'm telling you. You go in there and read. Get in there in 2 Thessalonians. And you're going to have to admit that your version says that Shaul is a pagan idol worshiper. And you over rocking with that. Or you can get in here with us. And you can go to truescriptures.store and you can get uncontradiction free. You ain't got no contradictions. It's free of contradictions. Now, what we doing now? We're doing the Tanakh, contradiction free. Now, we're going to about June 30th. I hope to have it done before then. We're 27 books done. Now we're going towards 28. I'm in Asharah. We got 12 books to go. I got the hammer down. I'm all gas, no brakes. Are y'all going to help? You see us over here working, just like we did on the message last night. Everybody that saw them working had a decree from the king, and this time it's from YAHUAH, to bring and build up the treasury where we can rock this thing everywhere. You can now, when you come and support, you go to tsinfo.org. Do everything you can to get to at least the Opal package level. That's the $300 support level. You can do it at once, or you can do it over time. But for the 30th, you got to the 30th to chip your way or get higher. The more you support, the more benefits my wife and the team have put together to show you our appreciation. We're going to give you swag that's got Yahuwah's name. But boy, the most important part of this, if you get to at least the opal package level, you're going to get a hardcover, limited edition, will never be sold to the public, ever. It'll be a different color than this. And it's going to be the Tanakh in its purest form. And it will be contradiction-free. And if you go to tsinfo.org and you support at the best you can, you got to be doing first fruits. You got to be doing Val YAHUAH more than ever. You do the best you can. Now listen to who I'm talking to. I'm not talking to everybody. I'm disseminating and sorting to get to 144 specific individuals that are on the front line with Yahuwah in his restoration. And they go all gas, no brakes. They contribute with all they got. They go and they anytime they have some extra pop up, they go to tsinfo.org and they put some there and they go in their city and they work their city too. We don't tell you to sit it all here. We tell you work your city, your town, right where you're at. Get them brochures printed and get out there and get busy. And when you see somebody, your heart moves on them and you look, hey man, let's give them $20, but with this brochure and let's tell them it came from Yahuwah. And then let me take something to get over tsinfo.org where I see the workers working on the foundation. I see the real word getting established in this world. Let me get over there. 144 of you now. That's what we need. Now, everybody else, it's optional. You can just wait to the soft cover because we're not going to put the hard cover out right away. You can wait until we have it fully done, all translated, all reviewed, all typeset. You can wait, and then you can go buy it individually. You don't have to do all the higher level support. You don't have to. The 144, ain't no way in the world they're going to let that go by. And we got more than 144 that's already went past opal package. We're in the like 350 range, something like that. 350 some people already opal package. That means $300 worth of support or higher. Many much higher. Because they're going, I see the dream. Just look me in my eye. It's me. I'm the one responsible for reestablishing Yahuwah's truth on earth. Everybody here that feels that way say, I'm the one. The world was waiting on me. It's been waiting on you the whole time. All this nonsense has been going on. It was waiting on the real ones to show up. All gas, no brakes for Yahuwah. Go to tsinfo.org and bring your best to Yahuwah's restoration. And get that hardcover. Get yourself qualified. If you're brand new, listen to me. Don't let that, you're going to regret. That's one you're going to regret. If you let that one go, we got people from the last campaign with the bread of dice going, is there any way I can get in now? Can I support? No, that one's over. Can't do it. We put the value on it, and Yahuwah said, my sheep hear my voice. And you ain't got to beg nobody. You ain't got to beg no sheep to come follow the shepherd. None. They come hauling tail. They hear his voice. Love y'all with all I got. Get over to tsinfo.org. Hopefully this message has hit you. We know that Mother's Day is torn into shreds. We won't even come close to participating in that no more. And now we know we're under the most important project since he's come to the world. Since Yahusha, who is Yahuwah, came to the world. We know it. And we're going to continue to rise in the name above all. YAHUAH. Love y'all. See you soon. I'm going back to translate. I'm going to work.